Okay, so this tutorial is mainly going over the differences between a PC and a Mac. All my other tutorials, you can pretty much follow all the other tutorials, but the biggest difference between the two PC and Mac is that keystrokes. That on the PC keyboard, it's Control as your modifier key rather than Command. So on the Mac, it's all, for instance, undo would be Command Z. On the PC, it would be Control Z. If there are any functions on the Mac that says Option, then you would choose on the PC Alt. So those are the two major differences. Basically, the three or four buttons on the lower left corner of your keyboard. But let's take a look at the PC here. So normally I have Windows 10, which is the current software for Microsoft. I click on the Start window in the lower left corner. It pops up a bunch of things that are very useful. Obviously, the power button is the first thing, your settings, and a whole bunch of other things are listed here, including your documents and downloads. So that's good to have. If I were to scroll down on the right side here with these little boxes, I'll come to this PC. If I click on that, then what I want to find out are the specs and features on this specific PC. This happens to be an HP laptop. If I right click on this PC, it will give me the possibility to open up properties. So I click on properties, and this tells me right now that this is Intel i7-8850H, is the CPU, it's 2.60 gigahertz, which is essentially what we call the clock speed. The higher the number, the faster the processor. So i7 is a good thing. 2.6 is adequate. Installed memory, this is really good. Here I have 32 gigabytes. GB is gigabytes. So that is a good number. A lot of computers, laptops, when you buy them, they come standard with only 8. 16 is considered minimum. 32 is much better. Okay, higher the number, the more RAM memory you have, the better your performance on the desktop. It's a 64-bit operating system. I see over here and then it says, let's see, it's a computer name and so on and so forth. What I'm trying to find out is how big is the hard drive. So oh, by the way, and over on the right here I have Windows 10. It's the Windows 10 Enterprise, it's called, because it's from school. The device manager up here, if I open that up, will give me access to all the elements of this computer. And if I go down to batteries, audio, all this kind of stuff, there's something called disk drives. I twirl that open, and there are two drives. The first one is, I believe, 1T02, which is 1 terabyte. The other one is 512G, so it's about half of that. So if I click on the 1T and double click on that, it will open up the Toshiba features of this thing, and I go to volumes and I click populate. It will show me that indeed it's 976,762 megabytes, so essentially 1 terabyte. Okay, capacity. And if I click on select the C drive, click on properties, this tells me that it's a NTFS is the format. It is capacity basically 1,000, I mean 1 terabyte, but usable space about 953, of which only 117 gigabytes being used. So I have about 835 open space left, which is pretty good. Okay, so this is how you can get the details about your specific computer and its hard drives. Okay, all right, I can close all this up. And obviously if I click here, all your software is loaded here. I have the Adobe thing, I have Avid, and there's my Media Composer, and on, Excel, some stuff. So anyway, you can go here, and sometimes these things are only just folders and the applications inside that folder. So under the Avid folder is the Avid link, Media Composer, and some documentation. Okay, if I right click on Media Composer, it's pinned to the start, which means it's kind of like a shortcut is there. There's more open file location, all this other kind of stuff. So this is all useful information, and for what we need to get this going, this is pretty basic stuff. Okay.